King Ray Ray in this bitch. Ah. What's good, homies? What's good? It's your man, King Ray Ray. Back in the joint again with another episode of the King Ray Ray Show. What's good, man? See the homies showing up in the building. What's good with y'all, man? I appreciate y'all showing up, man, on time so we can get on the grind, man. You know what I'm saying? Certain homies be in, man, be on deck, off top, man, and I appreciate it, homie. So, let's give a shout out, man, to the homie Rudy Dog in the building. First on deck, Banks 09, salute Ken Folk. Big Rich, what up, man? Salute to you. K Baker, bless up, bro. Manny Montana, what's good, bro? Homie say I gotta stay in for this one, my brother. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. P.I. Jackson, what up, PJ? Salute to you, man. For sure, free BOA, man. Von Wick, what up, Von? Same to you, brother. Bless up to you and yours, man. SJ3, my brother. What's good, man? Salute to you. My brother D. Flemings as well, man, is in the building. Here we go. As you can see, 2/3 of the mod squad is in the building. Stay focused. What up, man? I see you in the building. Salute to you. Double D, salute, bro. Jazz 313, man. I see you, bro. Salute to you. DKTV Way, what's good with you, man? King George, KG, what up, man? Action Jackson, what's up with you, man? Appreciate you being in the joint. Corey Robinson is in the building. What up with you, bro? Alpha G taking over territory for sure, man. D Flynn represent STL, representing that Lou, man. I was just watching the special on that boy Chingit, man. How that old Sydney Star individual ruined that man's career on a lie, man. I'm talking about ruining his career on a lie. YMC, there we go. The mod squad is on deck, man. The full mod squad is in the building, man. Rico, tell him, man, Alpha ain't dead, D Beta just scared. Jay Stacks, what's good, man? My homie Jay Stacks repping the A, man. What's good with you? Salute to you. We're going to give the people a few minutes to get in here, man, and we're going to go ahead and let them have this one right quick. We're going to try to wrap this one up, man, in about an hour because I got a premiere coming up on the King Ray Ray channel, man. Matter of fact, on the BOA channel, man, I got a premiere coming up in just a minute. We're at 11, actually. Got a premiere coming up at 11, man. So we're going to go ahead and try to fit this one into the next hour, man. Make it happen, Captain. You understand what I'm saying? Again, man, appreciate everybody being in the joint. We got a great topic tonight, man. It's a very necessary topic, man. And I think that we as men tend to stay away from these types of things. But, you know, as I say, man, over here on the King Ray Ray channel, man, we're going to start talking about some real things. And this is one of those things, man, because I just know how many men out here having mental issues, man. And we got to start talking about these things amongst ourselves, man. Now, The topic for today, man, is 5 ways to self heal with self love. The problem with a lot of us men, man, is that we don't love ourselves. We love our positions. We love what value we bring to other people's lives. We love how other people feel about us, how other people validate us, how other people value us, the titles that other people give us. And most men, the proudest moment in our lives is when our son is proud of us as a father. Now, I want you to think about what that means. And it'll tell you just how low we men has become as far as self-value, self-esteem, self-respect. And one of your proudest moments ever is when your son acknowledges your importance as a father. If we're going to take a cue from God, God don't feel no special kind of way when we acknowledge him as our heavenly father, man. He don't feel no special kind of way. That's our job because he does his. You know how many men are happy that their wife say, I got a good husband? That their girlfriend say, my boyfriend is good to me? That their mama say, I got a good son? And then those same men, very few men are as proud when their father say, son, I'm proud of you. You've done well. Even as men in movies as we watch, and we see the effects of leadership. Of course, these are movies, but we're going to talk about what these movies reflect. What they reflect is the effect of leadership on a boy and how a boy is supposed to feel proud when his father says, of you, my son, I am well pleased. Not the other way around. So we're going to talk about 5 ways to self-heal with self-love, man. Now, why do we even need to self-heal? It's because after a while, the pressure and the weight and the responsibility and the acknowledgement of being what everyone wants you to be wears on you after a while. And you lose yourself. And I'm going to be honest with you. The very moment you lose yourself, it's the point you need mental health. Help. Mental health help. You need to talk to somebody the very moment you lose yourself. Because every day you live as someone that you don't know is mental anguish. It's a day in your life that counts for nothing. Because I promise you, every day you spent this past year, 2019, as a person you don't recognize, in 5 years, you won't remember those days. So if you spent all 365 of these days that way, guess what? That's a whole year of your life that in 5 years you won't remember. You only remember the time that you spend as yourself. You get into a routine of life where you understand that everything you represent is about someone else. That's why it hurts men so bad when a woman divorces them. It doesn't hurt a man because a woman left him. Truth be told, a man don't really care if a woman left him because he probably was ready for her to leave. It's the fact that when she leaves and takes his children with him, he has no idea who the hell he is. He's lost. So the first thing you have to do when it comes time to self-heal with self-love, you got to seek help. You got to seek help. If it's talking to your dad, if it's talking to your spiritual leader, if it's seeking professional help, you got to seek help. You can't be a man that's so damn tough and so grown and so raw and so, and so not in need of help that you don't seek help. You can't do everything by yourself, man. The worst position you get into mentally and emotionally, the more assistance you're gonna need to get your way out of that, man. You can't spend 5 or 10 years in mental anguish and then think you just gonna snap out of it by yourself. It just don't happen, bruh. Seek help, man. Talk to somebody. You know how many men would have been able to save their lives, man, if they had just talked to somebody before they blew their brains out? Those 10 men a day who kill themselves after divorce, do you know that, man, maybe 5 of those men could have been saved if they had just had somebody to talk to? Who wasn't trying to tell them, I told you so. So the first thing you have to do in order to self-heal with self-love, you got to love yourself enough to seek some help. You got to love yourself enough to tell somebody, hey, man, I am going through it right now. You got to love yourself enough to tell somebody, hey, man, look, I need to sit down and have a talk, man. I mean, I'm about to do something. I'm feeling a certain kind of way, man. I'm about to do something. You know, I'm trying to find a will, the will to keep from doing what I'm doing, man. I need to talk. That's what you need to do, man. You got to do that. You can't afford to not do that. You have to seek help, man. The second thing you have to do is this. You got to turn it all over to God. All that stuff that's stressing you, man, all that stuff that got you feeling bad, that woman who you thought was on your team who really wasn't, that family member who you thought had your back that stabbed you in the back. Let me tell you something. It's some boys sitting in prison right now, man. They got snitched on by a family member, or rolled on by a woman, or rolled on by a partner. That person right there, man, need to turn it all over to God and stop giving a damn. See, the only way you can stop giving a damn is if you truly turn things over to God and let him handle them, man. Because worrying and stressing about it ain't gonna fix it. But the only way you can stop worrying and stressing about it, you got to connect to the Most High. You got to, man, you got to fall and get out the way and let God do his job in your life. You see what I'm saying? You got to let God do his job in your life, man. He ain't gonna do it if you in the way, because he ain't gonna fight you for his position. Sometimes you just got to move out the way, man, and hand that thing over to God, man. Let him do what he gonna do. Vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord, man. Sometimes you got to let him take up vengeance on your behalf. Because sometimes you ain't in no position to do nothing. You about to lose your mind. How you gonna go to war without a sound mind? Sometimes it ain't meant for you to go to war. It's meant for you to step back and watch God work on your behalf, man. As men, man, we got to stop thinking that, man, we got to be so strong. We got to take every battle on our own hand, man, and in our own hands, and just go in and try to solve everything. Boy, some of these things are too big for me and you, man. Some of these things too tough for me and you. You got to turn it all over to God, man, and stop giving a damn about it. I give you a prime example, Nicky Barnes. Nicky Barnes should have turned it over to God and stopped giving a damn about it. Instead, he found out his partners, man, was sleeping with his old lady, man. He snitched on everybody. He should have let that thing go, man. He should have turned it over to God, man. Let God deal with them. See, as men, we have to stop believing that we are God. The biggest travesty in the world for a black man is to believe that he is God. The black man is God. I hear that a lot. Hey, let me tell you something. If you God, you're a weak God. Look at your history just in this country. How are you God? Stop telling yourself you God and accept the fact that you're a man and then turn your life over to God. God can't use you and you can't benefit from God if you think you him. Sometimes, man, you just got to turn it all over to the Most High, man. You got to dedicate yourself to something bigger than you. You got to dedicate yourself to righteousness. You got to dedicate yourself, man, to self-healing by forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for what you did to get yourself in the situation. If you coming at the back end of a divorce, man, and it's about to kill you, man, forgive yourself for marrying that woman. Okay, you did it. It's your mistake. When I say trace all your decisions, everything that takes place in your life, trace it back to a decision you made. I ain't telling you to trace it back to the decision and then kick your own butt for making the decision. I'm telling you to trace it back to the decision so you can forgive yourself for making that decision. As men, we too busy thinking about forgiving everybody else, making peace with everybody else, making amends with everybody else. Man, you got to make amends with yourself sometime. You got to look at your own self and say, man, I did that to myself, man. And forgive yourself for being so stupid. We all have our stupid moments. If you trusted the wrong people, man, and you got set up, you got jammed up, okay, man, you in there now. Don't be mad at them for jamming you up. You knew that's a possibility with everybody. Trace it back to your decision to deal with the wrong people, even though you was getting the wrong vibe off of them. Even though your people around you that you trust were telling you, hey, man, I get a bad vibe off that cat. I don't trust him, man. Don't work with him. And you did it. Okay, forgive yourself for being so stupid. Because that ain't the first or last time you going to be stupid, man. And that's the reality of it. No lies about this, man. Acknowledge me first when you come in here, dog. This is my house. Salute to you, though. Another thing you got to do is this, man. You got to go from being a giver to being a full-time receiver. Now, what do I mean by that? You can't give of yourself so freely no more. You can't heal if you still giving of yourself freely. You got to be more selfish with your energy. Stop giving your energy to anybody if you have to. But damn sure stop giving your energy to the wrong folks. You got to be selfish with your good qualities. You need all your good qualities for yourself right now. You ain't got nothing else to give. Pull back. Hold on to everything for yourself. Stop validating yourself by what you can give somebody else. That ain't no validation for you. That's a part of you. You're supposed to be validated by it because it's a part of you. Not because you give it to somebody else. Stop getting validated by your interaction with other people. You can't heal yourself like that, man. You can't be the best version of yourself when you think the best version of yourself is the version that's given to somebody all the time. You give to people as a courtesy. You giving to somebody is a privilege. Their privilege. It's not their right, and it's not your job. Your job is to keep everything you need to yourself in order to be the best version of yourself. If you in bad shape, boy, you ain't got nothing to give if you in bad shape. Nothing. It's like somebody who only got their bill money. And then somebody need to borrow some money and they loan them some money. And then when they bill time come, they ain't even got their bill money no more. That's feminine, man. As men, we can't function like that. We give when we feel the needs. And sometimes, even if you got it, you ain't got to give because you got it. And even if we get away from financial giving, you ain't got to give nobody your time if you don't want to give it to them. You ain't got to give nobody your energy if you don't want to give it to them. You give of yourself as you see fit. You don't let people drain you dry, dog, because they will. Especially as you attain a level of success. Hey, man, people don't just want the financial benefit. People want the energy benefit. Everybody wants to be around a successful person, even if they ain't trying to get no money out of them. Sometimes success has a tendency to rub off on other people. Opportunities come their way. Look at LeBron and his people. His partner got one of the most successful sports agencies hell, in the country, maybe even in the world. But he started off with Bron. You see what I'm saying? You got to keep in mind, man, that you got to self-heal with self-love. And I'm going to be honest with you. Self-love is selfish. Sometimes you got to just love yourself. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to just love yourself. Now I'm gonna get into one right now that's gonna spark a little controversy until I break it down and get you to think about it from an alpha perspective. John Wayne, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Brother say salute BOA, straight gang. Keep this one up if you can. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one up, man. Appreciate it, man. Now let me tell y'all something. On that note, sometimes you got to separate yourself from everybody. I'm talking about your parents, the rest of your relatives. Sometimes you got to separate yourself from your wife or girlfriend or whoever it is. Sometimes you got to separate yourself from your children. Sometimes you got to go somewhere by yourself. You got to go somewhere by yourself, man, lick your wounds and heal, man. Sometimes in order to heal, you got to get rid of everything that's pulling energy from you. And that includes everything. Now I know somebody feels some kind of way about that. Somebody listening, one of these boys, they be listening and lurking, and they ain't got nothing to say. You know, they ain't gonna say nothing. They just listening and lurking. And they feel some kind of way. They probably gonna do a video. Should you ever leave your children and your family? Hell yeah. And for everybody who got something to say, let me tell you something. If I need to leave my family and my children for a while to take care of myself mentally and emotionally, I ain't got the right to do that. I tell you what, anybody in the chat who feel like that's wrong, and this ain't no attack on nobody, but I'm gonna tell you a different way to look at it if you feel like it's wrong. Anybody in the chat, real talk, if you feel like it's wrong for a man to at any time leave his family and go off by himself in order to heal himself when he's down and out, when he's on his last leg, when he don't know if he can keep going, put a 1 in the chat if you think that's wrong. See, Douglas, what's good, my brother? Anybody who feels that's wrong, put a 1 in the chat, man. And keep it a buck, man. If you feel like it's wrong, man, put it in the chat because I wanna try to see if I can change your outlook on that. All right, J for Films is right now the only one. They said only if the woman can't do the same. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna tell you a way to look at that. J for Films, and anyone else who feels the same as J for Films, let's look at it like this. Because we're not gonna look at it, we're never gonna look at it and say, well, what if the woman can't do the same? We don't look at it like that, bro. That ain't an alpha outlook. We don't look at situations like that. Not in this modern age. We don't live in a time where we need to look at the situation like that. You know what I'm saying? Like women have too many opportunities. There are too many programs set up to help women. There are too many ways out for women. A woman can have 5 children by 5 men and still live in a better house than you. And you got 2 college degrees and also some experience from working at your dad's company. And a woman with 5 children by 5 men can live in a better house, drive a better car, and have better food in her house than you can. So we ain't gonna look at it from that perspective. That perspective is not alpha at all. Like there is no way that an alpha man looks at a situation and thinks about a woman first. That's just not how we. That's not that. That's that lovey-dovey stuff. But I'm gonna tell you a better way to look at it. So I ask you this, Jay. We're gonna talk about 2 things. First, we're gonna say, so is a man who's a truck driver wrong for going over the road, leaving his family at home to make money? We ain't talking about to heal himself. We ain't talking about to keep himself from killing himself and everybody in his house. We talking about to go make some money. Is that man wrong for going over the road, gone 20 days out of the month away from his family? Is he wrong? Is a man who goes to the military and gets sent off to Iraq and then come back for 4 months and then got to go back to Afghanistan and he stay in Iraq for a year, come back for 4 months or 6 months, and then he go to Afghanistan for a year? Is that man wrong? That man just going over there for money and to fight for his and to quote unquote fight for his country. But a man who's about to kill himself, who's feeling suicidal and homicidal at the same time, ain't got the right to do the same thing to save himself and possibly save his family? You see what I'm saying? What's more important? A man saving his own life or a man going to make a few dollars? Or going all the way over the ocean to fight a war that technically ain't got nothing to do with him for real, especially as a black man. But we ain't gonna get into that one right now. We got to understand, man, that as a man, you have to think from the perspective of God first, you second, then everyone else. God first, you second, then everyone else. If you put anyone between you and God, then you are lowering yourself. I'd say all the time, you can't pedestalize a woman. If you pedestalize her, you're not pedestalizing her. If she's on level 5, she stays on level 5. You don't push her up to level 7. You move yourself down to level 4. And there are many men who put God first and put their woman second and put their children third and put themselves fourth. And I'm going to be honest with you. Any man who puts all those things before himself is a man who needs to seek help. That man has mental issues that he's not even accepting. So we have to keep in mind, man, that, and that's another thing. And that's a strong thing for you to admit, Jay. Jay says, man, yeah, I think that way because of being a child of a single mom. Hey, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. That's one of the most detrimental things to ever happen to black men. To be in a home with a woman who isn't being guided and your father's not there. That's the most detrimental thing to ever happen. And I'm not talking about just your father, no positive male role model. And by a positive male role model, I don't mean just some dude that's there. I mean a dude that come in and run the place, a dude that's running the household, a dude that has the final say in what goes on in the household. That dude, a dude who runs the household like a man runs the household. If that's not your situation, yes, you have some internal turmoil. That good versus evil, that masculinity versus femininity goes on. So you're not the only one, Jay. There's a bunch of us. There's a bunch of men out here dealing with those same issues. You know, the bottom line is this. Sometime, man, you got to separate yourself from everything that pulls energy from you. You know why? Because you've overextended yourself energy wise. You've given too much. You can't, if you continue to give too much, you ain't gonna have nothing. You're gonna wake up dead. That's just the reality of life. If you got 100% to give, by the time you get to 105%, you're gonna wake up dead, homie. That's why many men aren't prepared to move on after a divorce. Because when the woman leaves, she take everything the man got. We think it's just materialistic. It's not materialistic. She takes that man's soul with her. She takes that man's heart with her. She takes that man's love with her. She take that man hate with her. The man ain't got nothing left after that. That's why he blows his damn brains out. Because it ain't about him losing his money. It's about him losing everything. Because he gave everything. And if you in that situation and you giving everything, man, you better pull back, man, to go keep it. You got to go regenerate everything that you've given. You know how long it take, man, to rebuild and regenerate when you've given of yourself for years? When everybody around you ain't did nothing but drain you. I give you a perfect example. It's the Christmas holidays right now. Tell me, in your household as a child, who got the worst gifts in the house? Every Christmas, who got the worst gifts in the house? Who spent the most on gifts but got the worst gifts in return? Anybody? Tell me, man. Who got the worst gifts in the house? You 19, man. Get in here and shut up and listen. Your father always got the worst. He always got the worst gifts. Nigga pay all the bills in the house, spend all the money on the gifts, make sure everybody's straight, go to work when he hurt, go to work when he's sick, take care of everything, make sure everything taken care of and you live nice, and that nigga get the worst gifts in the house every damn Christmas, man. And that's the reality of it, man. And you got to think about yourself. You give of yourself, man. You give of yourself. And then you wake up, man, you look up and you ain't got nothing. You got to protect yourself, brothers. You got to protect yourself out here. See, self-healing with self-love is something you got to do every year of your life. You're giving of yourself freely, man. Like right now, man, you're giving of yourself to your children, man. Everything that you can give them, you're giving it to them. You understand? If you got women around you, man, one woman, 5 women, 10 women. If you got women around you, man, that's an emotional drain, man, dealing with women. It's a mental task dealing with women. It don't matter how you deal with them. If you deal with them pump and dump, it's still a mental task because she pump and dumping with you, she pumping and dumping with somebody else. You got to worry about if she got something that's gonna burn through the condom on you. And you ain't using condom for oral. Unless you're a weirdo. I don't know nobody that strap up, man, to get no brain. We all take our chance with brain. That's just what we do, man. But you got to understand, man, everything around you drains you. So self-healing with self-love, man, is a constant thing. That's why we always talk about self-development. When you hear me and my brother on, we talk about self-development. We talk about building yourself. We talk about always maintaining your alpha essence, always maintaining your masculine edge. When you lose your masculinity, that's the last thing you got. When you listen, brothers, when you lose your manhood, you've already lost everything else. Your manhood is the last hurrah. When you lose that, you are a full-fledged beta male simp mangina, and other people control your life. I ain't talking about having a job. I'm talking about at home, other people control your life. It's something simple as, man, let me tell you something, brothers, and it's real talk. And y'all, this the alpha's feel. Y'all ain't gonna feel no kind of way about this. Might be somebody listening might feel some kind of way. Man, let me tell you something. Simple things. Like you got a pregnant woman and you get up out of your bed at 3 o'clock in the morning to run to the store and get her some damn pickles and ice cream or something like that. Man, she better wait till I wake up. Never get up out of bed to go get that. But you know how many men would? Not listen, not because I'm mean, because I'm not obligated to interrupt my rest. I go hard, man. I go hard. The first time that happens, we gonna have a discussion, and she ain't gonna never wake me up out of my sleep for no shit like that no more. 9 times out of 10, she already knows. Man, let me tell you something. Any woman around me, brother, knows when I am resting. Do not wake me up unless it's a matter of life or death. And I'm not talking about somebody calling, talking about somebody died. I'm talking about a matter of life or death for the people in that dwelling. A matter of life or death for me. If it ain't gonna kill me, or it ain't an emergency. Let's say a snake bite. You know what I'm saying? My son get bit by a snake or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't a matter of life or death, man, don't wake me up out of my rest. I need this rest. I gotta take care of my body. I'm a man out here, man, grinding hard. That's how deep I go with taking care of myself. I'm gonna take care of myself. So that's already established. But you know how many men out here go do that? You know how many men are in a situation, man, where and this is something I've seen, brother. I've seen a man lose his job. We ain't gonna talk about the big entrepreneur and all that. I know I've seen a man lose his job because his woman kept calling up there too much. And he didn't have a problem with it. He felt like his job should have understood that his woman was calling up there like that, interrupting his job, man. Coming up there sometime, interrupting the flow of the company. He felt like his woman, that his job was wrong because that's his woman. And he done lost his money because of his woman. I want y'all to think about that, man. That's how boys out here living. That's how boys out here living. You can't put a woman on a pedestal. You have to lower yourself beneath her in order to look up at her. You can't lift her up. You ain't God. Only God can change people's levels in life. You have to put yourself beneath her and look up at her. Manimal, what's good, brother? The Mod Squad is 4 deep on the creek. Another thing is this, man. You got to focus on the build or the rebuild, whichever you need. You got to focus on the build. That's why when I see a man and he's not taking care of his physique, let me tell you something. If you ain't taking care of your body, you can't take care of your mind. I say again, if you in bad shape physically, you in bad shape mentally and emotionally. I promise you that. If you don't think so, it's because you don't know. But if you in bad shape physically, you in bad shape mentally and emotionally. I promise you that. That goes for all of us. Every single one of us in here, if you're in bad shape physically, you're in bad shape mentally and emotionally. There ain't no out of shape physical. There ain't no physically out of shape men who are in great mental shape, who are mentally as astute as they could possibly be. But it hurts your back to get out the bed because your belly too big. Nah, bruh. I can promise you that don't work. That's just not how it goes, man. D Fleming, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Bro, say real talk. Alpha's up. Cuz, oh, no doubt, bro. Alpha's up. Beta's down for sure. You got to take care of yourself from top to bottom, man. You got to take care of yourself from top to bottom. See, self-healing ain't just mental and emotional. It's physical. Man, as black men, we dying in our late 40s, early 50s. I'm talking about men with money dying in their late 50s, they late 40s, early 50s. Come on, man. Ain't no way in hell we supposed to be dying at that point. For real, bro? You still in your prime at that point. Prime for a man with money is 45 to 60. And if you're in real good shape, you can go 65, 70. But 45 to 60 is the prime of your life as a man. Everything should be situated for you between those ages. Everything should be situated. I tell you like this, every man should be debt-free and physically fit at the age of 50. Every man should be, now when I say debt-free, I'm not talking about you can't have no business debts and nothing like that, because I'm going to be honest with you. You know, that's a different type of thing we talking about. And I'm not saying, man, you shouldn't, you know, like let's say you got a house note or something like that. No, okay, fine. I'm talking about debt, credit card debt, shit like that. Student loan debt, stuff like that. Every man should be debt-free. And really, truly, honestly and truthfully, at 50, it ain't a far-fetched concept to be all the way debt-free, to own your crib. And everything that you got going on that's a debt is really an investment. But at 50, man, your money should be long and your body should be strong. That's every man goal for 50. At 50, your money should be hella long, your body should be hella strong. And that's pure butter right there, man. Ah, great point, man. Great point. That goes for women too. So be cautious who you select to give your time and energy to. See, so when you hear men talking about, see, I'm gonna tell you something, brother, and this is real talk. The perfect woman is the woman with the 22-year-old body and the 36-year-old brain. That's the perfect woman. It's gonna be a tough find to find that 22-year-old woman with the 36 to 40-year-old brain. But you could damn sure find that 36 to 40-year-old woman with the 22-year-old body. And I'm gonna be honest with you. To be perfectly honest with you, in my opinion, that's about as good as you can get with a woman, man. That's about as good as you can get with a woman, man. 36 to 40, mature, understands the error of her ways and the mistakes she's made and made those adjustments and still making them, but made a whole bunch of those adjustments. And when she take and when you strip her down, man, body like butter, boy. See what I'm saying? That right there is about as good as you can get for me. That's my thing. You understand? And it's true. You can say some older women are delusional though, but come on, bro. That cup half empty shit, man. Hey, we gonna stop that around here, man. You know what I'm saying? Every time somebody say something, we ain't gonna throw out the negative outlook on it. If that's your outlook, bro, then you know maybe this ain't the space for you. You know what I'm saying? Like that, the cup half empty thing, man. That just ain't alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even when I think about things, I don't look at the negative aspect of everything, because all you got to do is avoid that. All you gotta do is avoid the negative aspect of it. Like we grown men, bro. We can't still be looking. That's another thing. That's another thing that drains you. Always looking at the negative aspect of things drains a man. It weighs on a man. It makes a man feel like life ain't worth living sometimes. It makes a man feel like giving up on certain aspects of life. There's still too many ways to enrich your life out here to be looking at things from the negative aspect. You don't have any time, energy, or thought process to waste on looking at things from the negative. We grown men, we know all the negative perspectives already. We should never discuss the negative aspects of women. We should never discuss the negative aspects of getting money. We all know the negative. We've all experienced the negative. All we should do is perpetuate positive energy amongst one another because we already know the negative and it's all around us every day. That's another part of self-healing with self-love. You got to love yourself enough to surround yourself with your own positive energy. Then you're more prone to keep other people's negative energy from around you, because when positive energy is around you, negative energy sticks out like a sore thumb. Just like if negative energy surrounds you, positive energy sticks out like a sore thumb. You got to watch the sore thumb, man. You got to watch for the sore thumbs, man. Anything that sticks out like a sore thumb in your life, man, deserves at least an investigation. Rudy Dog, appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Brother said we appreciate you, BOA. No doubt, brother. I appreciate that, man. We got to do what we got to do, man, to maintain our mental health, physical health, emotional health, financial health, spiritual health. We got to. They say you got 5 senses. Those are our 5 senses: mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, and physical. Those are our 5 senses. Those are the 5 senses we need to be worrying about. Hell, you've been seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching since you were, and smelling since you were born. We don't worry about them no more. Them five senses you're born with. We talk about the 5 senses that matter as a man. Those are the 5 senses that matter as a man. All the other shit ain't worth nothing, man. So another thing we have to focus on, man, when it comes to ways to self-heal with self-love, you got to be selfish with your positive energy. You can't just get my positive energy because you come around, because I know how to cut it off. I know how to separate you from it. If you don't bring positive energy, you don't get mine. I don't just throw my positive energy around all willy-nilly. Took me years to build to the point, man, where I surround myself with positive energy. I'm selfish with my positive energy, man. Bunch of people around me, man, think I'm a full-fledged asshole. They believe that wholeheartedly. They think I just don't care. And the ones who think that need to think that, because I starved them out on my positive energy. If your energy is negative, my energy is going to be negative to you. Because what I'm going to do, I'm not going to waste my energy on you. I'm going to pull some of your energy and reciprocate it to you. This is what I'm going to do. If you bring negative energy, I'm going to siphon some of your energy and give it back to you. If you come with positive energy, if you put it in the atmosphere, I say, okay, man, you put it in the atmosphere, I'm going to put some in the atmosphere as well. There we go. Positive energy all around. That's just where you got to be selfish with your positive energy, because the more positive energy you give, if you don't get it back, you can't just, nigga, it ain't a yo-yo. You don't just throw it out there and then it roll back up to you. That ain't how positive energy works. It ain't a boomerang. You throw it out there and hold your hand up and it comes back to your hand. That's not how positive energy goes, bro. Positive energy has to be reciprocated in the environment. You got all these negative people around you, man, and then all you giving is positive energy, man. Then you understand why you starting to become negative. Watch the company you keep. That's what that's based on. It's based on energy. It's based on an energy exchange. If you surround positive energy with negative energy, eventually the positive energy starts to lessen and weaken. That's the old saying, one bad apple spoils a bunch. That's based on energy, man. It ain't about no damn apples. It ain't about, hey, if you good, if you got a bunch of good kids and around bad kids. No, man, it's about the energy. If you got a classroom of good kids and you put a couple straight up knuckleheads in there, it's not saying the other kids gonna turn into knuckleheads, but the energy of the classroom is gonna change. And so there's gonna be more disruption in that particular classroom. And because the students who were there before just automatically respected the teacher, when they see these children disrespecting the teacher, it's going to change their outlook on the teacher a little bit. All of them none of them may turn into knuckleheads, but they're going to look at the teacher differently. There's going to be less respect there. That's just what negative energy does, man. It changes shit. It just changes. So you got to make sure you protect your positive energy, man. You ain't got no positive energy to be giving no negative person, man. Period. You know, I'm talking about, man, look, not just in real life, even on this platform. If you notice, bro, you don't hear me saying that no more. I still be hearing them out there throwing their little shots. Every now and then they throw their little subliminal shots. I mean, I don't even care. I don't even care. Like, it don't even matter, bro. Because I've got positive energy, and it takes, man, you know how much it takes for me to turn on, to pull out some negative energy, bro. I suppress negative energy so far in my life, I forget that it's there. I have to dig deep within myself. You understand? To even turn on the switch to be able to pull somebody's negative energy and reciprocate it to them on this platform. It's too much. In person, it's easy to do because the energy is right there. Here, I got to go pull the energy out of their content. I got to go listen to it, pull the energy out, and then turn the energy back on. Man, there ain't nobody on here worth that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nobody on here worth that type of exchange. That's too much effort. I ain't putting forth that type of effort. So I just let the shots come. You know what I'm saying? I'm immune. You know what I'm saying? I'm bulletproof to beta male bullets. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got no vest on. They just bounce off me, man. I'm the man of steel when it comes to beta male bullets. You know, you gotta keep in mind, man, that everything around you has to be protected by you, including yourself. See, you know a funny thing, man, is we as Premier, we call ourselves the protectors. And when we say that, when you say the word be a good protector, protect and provide, 95% of men, if not more, always think about protecting and providing for someone else. Even in here right now, when I say protect, before I said that, let's say yesterday, if we had a conversation about protect and provide, and I had said protect and provide, the majority of men in here would have thought about protecting and providing for someone else. They would either thought about, I'm a good protector and provider, and they would have thought about, I ain't protecting and providing for nobody. One or the other. But very few men, their first thought. I'm not saying you don't think about protecting and providing for your family, but I'm saying those shouldn't be the first thing to come to your mind. You should always be the first thing to come to your mind. Always. What, man, listen, bro, we become so brainwashed. We become so brainwashed and confused that we've forgotten that self-preservation is the number one law of the land. And in forgetting that, we always think of preserving someone else first. Now, as a man, that's just not a great thing. That's just not a very positive thing, man. It doesn't work well. You understand? Another thing, man, you got to accept your plight and find the silver lining in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do a dedicated video on that tomorrow, man. You got to look at your life and accept the reality of it, and pull as much positivity out of it as you can, because you need that positivity to help you turn it around. You understand? You have to find the silver lining in the negative in your life, man. The man that's about to kill himself, man, because he lost everything to a woman, man, what he got to do, man, is wake up and say, you know what, man, I'm free now. I can build myself however I want to build myself. But that man ain't thinking about that. He need to talk to somebody to feel that. You see what I'm saying? And the last thing on this list, man, is protect yourself at all times, man. Make sure you're not opening yourself too wide to people, man. Make sure you're not giving people too much access to you, man. Make sure you're not befriending everybody, man. Make sure you ain't being too cool with everybody, man. Making sure you ain't trying to be homeboys with everybody, man. Making sure you ain't trying to make every woman your woman, man. Making sure you ain't around here trying to slide in between the legs of every woman you come across, man. You got to prize yourself as a prized possession and protect yourself at all times. I'm going to tell you, you got to do the opposite of what Victor Ortiz did. Go look up the Victor Ortiz Floyd Mayweather fight. Victor Ortiz kept headbutting the man or hit him low. I forgot which one he did. But the referee came in, man, told him to touch glove. They touched glove. Floyd was ready to box. That boy still trying to touch glove. The referee stepped back. He's still there trying to touch glove with his hand down, man. Floyd knocked him out because he didn't protect himself at all times. You got to protect yourself at all times, man. You got to do that. That's your job as a man, to protect yourself at all times. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody coming through this joint, man. I don't want to make them too long when I leave them up over here, man. The ones I leave up, the longer ones, man, are the ones that I move to Patreon. But this one right here, man, I'm going to leave this one up right here. We ain't going to stay in here too long, man. We going to be in here, for an hour. For most times on this channel, man, when I go live, brothers, we going to be in here about an hour, man. We may have some that run over to a couple hours every now and then, but we going to be in here about an hour. So I say this to you, man. Right now, man, when we leave here, y'all slide on over to the Book of Alpharonomy channel, man. I got a premiere about to come on over there. Short premiere, about 10 minutes. Good information, man. So y'all slide on over there when we leave out of here. My brothers in the Mod Squad, the Mod Squad were 4 deep in the joint, man. I appreciate all the wrenched up brothers in the joint. Appreciate the brothers with the super chats. Hey, man. Y'all keep coming, man, supporting the channel, man. I appreciate all the support. This channel growing at a pretty steady pace, man. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate everybody on Patreon, man. Appreciate everybody sending me the PayPal donations, man. I'm going to start doing dedicated shout outs to the PayPal fam, man. And I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Y'all keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. And let's do what we do around here, man. Y'all keep God first and keep grinding and growing, my brothers. We out. King Ray Ray in this bitch. Ah. Chuck Diesel.